Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to use the square Druzy mold from MoldsandShapes, and as you can see I'm painting the edges, or I'm brushing the edges, and I'm using here from Dipon a Hypershift pearl color or powder, and it's called ZTR. It's a wonderful color which shifts from a purple pinkish tone to a copper tone. It's very beautiful. I guess right now you cannot see it. And at that moment I have to say thanks to my boyfriend who made this short video. Anyway, so I brushed my mold and I want to pour into my mold, so I'm mixing some colors. And I'm using the elderberry. It's a resin ink from Art. I just stir this a little bit and then I add a little bit of the berry from the pigment drops from Art into my elderberry color. So I hoped to get a bit of a reddish purple tone, but you can see it's not really reddish. Reddish is still a little bit more on the blue side. So I added a little bit more and you will see it in a second. The resin I'm using here is the Ultra Cast resin. It's a medium viscosity resin and I think it will work perfectly also with the Druzy edges. And as you saw, I added a little bit of the berry color again, and now I'm happy. I just stirred my resin very well so that there are no streaks. And then I'm using here the pearl. It's the interference pearl. And as you can maybe imagine, I want to achieve the crackle effect. Like I really adore doing the crackle effect with the pearl mica. And yeah, I'm just stirring this very well because with the pearl mica you really have to stir very, very well. Otherwise you just risk to have those fine particles in your resin art. And then I had the idea to add what I had left of my Hypershift color to my pearl, and I hope to get a little bit of a sheen of the color shift, but of course it all dissolved in my pearl color. But anyway, I don't know what I thought at that moment. I maybe could have just used just a normal purple color, but I just wanted to have a look if there's any difference when you do this, but I guess there's not. Except from that there are a lot of little particles in the end result of the Colorshift color. But it will be difficult to show this on video because the camera just doesn't get it. But anyway, I'm starting with my colored resin, pouring this into the mold, and I just pour it rather slow just to avoid bubbles. And I'm also, even though you cannot see it right now, I'm pouring from rather up high. So this is my colored resin poured. I just scratch out my little container. I don't mind scratching out because I really stir my resin very well, mostly around about 5 minutes, so I think there's no problem. And now I'm just taking my pearl color, I just call it the pearl color, and I'm pouring from the center. I could pour just around, and so I have the crackle effect all over the place. But what I personally like to have, that you can see how the crackle starts from the center and then gets into a big crackle. So mainly the center, it's like the plain color, and then the crackle starts, and this is what I personally like very much. But this is a matter of preference. You can also pour just randomly in your mold, and then you have just the crackle effect all over. And this is now my pearl powder or my pearl mixture in my mold, and you can already see that it's working and that my purple color is moving on top of my pearl color. And it's always amazing to watch what resin does. And here's this little time lapse where you can see, I think the time lapse lasted in total 30 minutes. And you can see what it's doing. And I really adore it. I really like the time lapse and to see how resin is moving and how it's creating its design. But anyway, next day, time for demolding. Listen. Just adore the sound. But anyway, let's have a look for what I've done and how it turned out. And look at this. Look at this tray and look at the sparkle of the edges. And with the color shift, you will see it later a little bit better. It's amazing. And yeah, there I have it again. And you can see the color shifting in the crystals and it looks wonderful. I really love it. I love the color combination of this Hypershift color. And I also adore the crackle effect, which I achieved. And you see the center bit. And do you see also what I meant before? That the crackles are just starting from nothing. And this is what I really like. And then I decided to use this plain centerpiece to use Tatoos, which I got 2 years ago, I think, from Michelle Resin Rebel. So thanks again, Michelle. And I finally used them because this is perfect for this. There were like, I think, cherry flowers. There were those butterflies. And they had almost the same color like my Hypershift color. And I thought it's very nice using. So you have to wetten your backside. Not your backside, but the backside of the stickers. And then you can remove them. Normally you should leave them on for half an hour. I was a little bit impatient, so I guess after 3 minutes I already took them off. And I will be adding another butterfly, just a tiny one. Wetten this again, and then I can take it off again. Yeah, I needed to wet it again, weight it again, but then it was okay. And then I gave it all a top coat, so you can see now the final result. I made another top coat just to seal my butterfly and the flowers. And look at this. Look at the crystals, and I really adore it. So with this, I love and leave you. I thank you for watching and take care, guys. Bye-bye.